Hello, I am Adalberto Cervantes Rodriguez. I am the creator of the ERP technology and business database technology. As I said before, this technology was stolen by SAP and Oracle, and it's used wrongly worldwide by SAP, Oracle, the partners, and small companies created in United States, as well as all the clients. As we see in previous programs, the database and basically the data and all the processes are totally wrong because they were not using industrial engineering methodology and science and technology. So it seemed that they copied the system for Babylonian secret knowledge than they haven't used it before for destroying imperiums, and today they want to do it with the United States. Today we're going to talk about the auditing processes that you have to do using the ERP and the business database technology that I created. As I said before, I used to work for the Mexican IRS, Secretaría de Hacienda y Crédito Público, and I created this technology to destroy basically the Illuminatis at the Mexican Petroleum Institute or the Mexican Oil Company, okay, Pemex. So it couldn't be created by SAP and Oracle if they well know that in fact this is the main purpose of the technology. But as I said before, it has a scientific and technological approach. The first thing that we have to review is that the accounting processes are not using only Excel, Microsoft Excel, or do the process manually. This is totally wrong, as I said before, because you need to have this debit and credit connected to the business processes. It's really important that these processes, these business processes in sales, in production, in human resources are connected to the accounting. Industrial engineering, in fact, it made something similar, okay, because we have to do a lot of observations, mainly using motion and time studies, to make sure that it matches the information of the profit and loss statement and the balance and other reports, costing reports. So that means that if we see that we can reduce 50% the time to have a product, to have an idea, to have a service, it will mean that we're going to have as well 50% of savings, okay? So this is totally possible, and if you contact productivity service company, they can give you a good understanding and approach of how it works, how the industrial engineering is really connected to the accounting. Okay, I myself, I pass a CPA evaluation, so I have the experience and education. I have a master's degree in accounting to understand perfectly both of them, the accounting and the industrial engineering. It's something that you have to look for a consultant nowadays, because these Indian consultants, they are coming with a system, even with no credential, only high school level. They don't receive any education in industrial engineering. Industrial engineering born in the United States, so it's part of our culture, and we have been using for 20 years. Because mainly these Indian consultant IT companies, as well as IBM and Accenture, using these IT consultants, mainly they block the companies to continue using this kind of technology, giving us only a black box using this Babylonian secret knowledge. Okay, so first point is to make sure that observation directly in each of the business processes, match the accounting, and secondly to have the people that can identify that, because if you don't have a people who can identify that, it's because you are not in the ERP technology. Okay, so industrial engineering has to create better improvement in the processes to reduce time, to reduce costs, to produce high quality products that we don't see today. Okay, with the GMOs, with the intelligent television, with the intelligent mobile phone. So we need to review all this situation. As well, there are some specific areas in the company, like could be the warehouse, the accounting area, the payable, the receivable, the bank accounts, all these business processes. You have to analyze them in detail to make sure that it matches with the tables and fields correctly. Okay, I have found out that there are even some even integrators in IT and these Indian IT companies. They are changing the tables and fields. Even they don't have any technical and functional specification to explain this kind of situation. This is too risky, as I said, because the Illuminati cells, internal and external, are looking these laws that can be broken, and also they're looking the processes wrong, so they can get into the systems and have money, okay, or have products or others, so they're stealing the company, stealing the shareholders, stealing the owners of the company, and even the employees. Okay, it can affect really bad. And at the end of the day, right now the purpose is even to destroy the country, the United States, using this kind of bad consultants and bad pseudo technology. If you are using the ERPs and the business database, you're going to see the use of reengineering, okay, and productivity systems. Definitely, my technology involves the use of all these technologies, and you have to see it in fact in the processes. So it's very important to use the ISO and verify the vendors, even the customers, the own company, okay, to make sure that the ISO is used correctly. And this use of the ISO can be related even with the Y2K methodology, to review software, to review hardware, and make sure that we don't have any algorithm created by these fraudulent people. Then it might be produce other stuff than it was not necessary. So it is created basically, in some cases, even to kill us or torture us. Okay, like the intelligent television, mobile phone, and you don't want to give that to the customers. Maybe we can have better technology according with the U.S. Science and Technology, and really to procure better products, services, and ideas. About we have to go specifically related with the money. For example, in the beverage industry, to receive cash to receive cash. You have to review the processes to make sure that this cash money is getting really to the company and not to a personal use. Okay, so this is. As I said before, this kind of auditing, it is more related with the ERP technology, and in fact you have to evaluate all these factors that I'm telling you, because it's not done even by KPMG, it's not done by Deloitte, it's not done by Pricewaterhouse and other auditing accounting firms, so they don't know what they are doing, and at the end of the day they are part of this laundering money. sent to Scotland and other countries. So in fact, I mean, you cannot trust anymore these companies. I mean, they are destroying the United States, they are destroying our corporates, and most of the time they are even public entities. So you can imagine, okay? So that's the situation with the New York Stock Exchange, bad situation, okay? You have to check the consulting companies, the integrators, then they haven't really the ISO, okay? Because they are sending of freshers, then they don't have any knowledge about business, they don't have any knowledge about industrial engineering, they don't have any knowledge about even accounting. So you can imagine an FICO guy working in a big corporate and they don't have even a knowledge of accounting and industrial engineering. At the same time, we know that most of them they're coming with MK Ultra and they have photographic memory, so they are repeating and repeating again everything. At the end of the day, we have a system that it doesn't work and even can put us in jail in each one of our companies because it's too risky, and there are some violations and criminal acts against the IRS and other government entities. Then they may be part as well in the Illuminati cells in some cases to destroy the United States. So we have to be really careful and report all this situation to the right authority. So definitely industrial engineering and accounting are related, and this auditing process to the ERP, in fact, you have to audit the industrial engineering processes, time and motion studies, automation, processes, management, all these kind of situations related with the ERP has to be reviewed. The employees, we have to change this idea of slaves. I mean, we need guys working in the corporate that understand our business, then they work with a science methodology. Because in other case, we can say that they are not using this kind of people, then everything is wrong. So you can see the probability if you auditing a company with the principles that I'm telling you, they're not going to pass, okay? And you have to report it to the IRS, to other entities, because something is exchange activities that mainly are to destroy the United States, okay? There is a specialized software that can be used in more detail. For example, the ACL process, that basically is going to review the tables, the fields, and even the processes and scenarios. Okay, so you can check the order to cash. You can check the different kind of processes and scenarios using this LCL software. So it is important to have it. For example, in the case of SAP, they even have a module to review all the documents, all the accounting documents. So it is important to know the configuration of these modules to make sure that in fact we have it in the company. Okay. I find now, for example, to check, as I said before, the integrators and IT companies, because they are repeating and repeating the same system always, so they don't have analyst people, okay, that can really have your system according with your needs. That's the case of GEDAS, and it was part of BW, but even they are out of the market, so, okay. The case of Tyson Group, there are some processes that some industry like the automotive industry needs, but you need to have the complete idea of these businesses before to have that processes in the ERP. So if you don't have it, if you don't have the complete idea, it might not work in the ERP. So you have to make sure that all these documents and of process analysis and reengineering and time and motion studies and automation, you have all the evidence that you have been working in all that in order to go to the ERP. If that's not the case, we might know that there are then in fact they are not using any science methodology, and they are not using any science and technology. You have to look also in the case of IT companies. I mean, make sure that they have the ISO, that they are working in the country, that in fact they have facilities in the country. Because at the end of the day, who's going to pay if there is missing money? So these guys, they try to have virtual offices and other, and consultants, they are even foreigners or illegal aliens, or even legal aliens, but nobody knows, even the Department of Homeland Security, where are they located. So in fact, we need to review even the employees, how many staffing companies are working to have a consultant, because sometimes the consultant is not receiving even the money that we think that they are receiving, because there are 2 or 3 companies involved in hiring this consultant. Okay. In the case of rollout, we need to have a complete idea of the business's processes and the accounting, and not give only the accounting. Don't give only part of the system, because that's not what we want. I mean, the owners, what they want to know is that they're really doing what they have to do, and we are not wasting money and time. Then we can have the accounting statements correct. So we want to have the complete idea, not part of it. I mean, sometimes the timelines of the projects are not realistic. Okay. We need to identify also the different accounting methods that each country is using, and see the differences. Sometimes they don't even understand for example, the accrue accounting method with the cash accounting method, and this kind of situation really it is affecting the companies. Okay. And it has to be related again, as I said before, with the industrial engineering processes. The activity-based costing has to be used because it's one of the main techniques of industrial engineering, and for I understand for myself, then that's the only way to have an integrated system and check really it is integrated, because you cannot add apples with beans, for example. Okay. So this is not possible. We need to use the activity-based costing in order to have integrated all the system, as well as it's the only way to have improvements in the company. You know that each company, one of the company will be the best in the market if you have an approach in reducing costs, if you have the approach of producing products, services, or ideas that are different to your competitors. So if you don't have activity-based costing, you really not focus in what you need to do. And this was analyzed more than 20 years ago. Really, I don't know what's happened with the U.S. corporates, with the U.S. government, because we are using only this Babylonian secret knowledge. It's not helping us a lot. I mean, we are using an old technology, and that is not surpassing our previous technology. So these Indian IT companies and Accenture and IBM using these Indian consultants, they are only blocking us to continue with our technological development and do it better in the companies, and have better salaries okay, another. So it's that ridiculous. Um, so the importance of matching the industrial engineering with accounting part is important, and it has to be in each country. I mean, each country is going to be different, and we have to make sure that we don't have an Indian working in Spain, or working in Mexico, working in Brazil, where they don't even talk the language. So you can imagine the situation right now, okay? They even is like a monopoly, but there are great system guys in each country, and what we need is to have industrial engineering with related, and most of all the other countries they know industrial engineering, okay? So it's a survey study that they have in the bachelor degree level in most of our universities, for example, okay? So I don't know why in the United States we don't continue like that, and we think that system is going to solve everything when we already know that it's not happening. The country is almost in bankrupt because of using because continue using this kind of Babylonian secret knowledge. Also, we need to check all the third party software. The one of the most important, I will say, is the tax software third party vendor. Okay, then we can have it. Then we need to have it in the systems, and it might be then these systems will be different for each country, and because to use Vertex for worldwide is they don't even in Mexico they are using Vertex. There are better systems. In Brazil it's the same. They have their own tax system, so we have to make sure that this system interface with SAP and is working properly. Because we want to have the updated information, we need to have the correct laws used for each country. So you cannot use a software that is not even in a country, okay, a specific country. So it's not used. So why we have to use this kind of software worldwide when nobody is using it? So we have to check all that. I think that there's a completely misunderstanding. As I said before, the ACL software, there are some interfaces with the bank, and we have to check also to make sure that all the systems are, because in fact they have the correct use, and not to try to invent to try to use something that is not commonly used. Okay. Okay, so we talked already about the consultant companies, so that's important that they work with ISO, because there are a lot of small Indian companies even created in the state, and they are working worldwide, but they don't have even any kind of certification, especially the ISO. Okay. So I think that I give you the main thing that has to be auditing in the ERP and business database, and then it's not used today even by KPMG, by Deloitte, by Pricewaterhouse. They don't have an idea what they are doing. So that's why we have money laundering and sending the money to Scotland and other parts. Okay, so we need again to use industrial engineering in the United States. As I told you, it is important because that's the way to connect the processes with the accounting statements, with the balance, with the profit and loss statement, with the cost and report, with the flexible report, and not related with local requirements like the taxes. Okay. So I will say then that's the main facts. Maybe we can talk a little bit about the chart of accounts. The chart of accounts is really different in each country, and even we have international standards like the IFRS and the IIS, but we need to check all that because I check, for example, the Mexican and US situation. So we have the accounting boards working together to try to have some kind of relationship between both of them, but it's not finished. So how can SAP and Oracle they can give us a match of the chart of account when not even the accounting boards in Mexico or the United States have any approach yet. So we need to work with in some cases with the government to try to have any kind of solution with this kind of disparities, I mean, and gaps that we have right now, then even if not solved in the accounting boards. So we need to go also with the IRS, Mexican IRS, with the US IRS, and check really some all these differences. And SAP and Oracle, they don't have even time to contact them. So it is incredible. They are the ERP's company. They might have the need to have this kind of solution because their software is a mess. Okay, we're talking about as well the import and export, the NAFTA procedures. I mean, right now it's coming the European agreements, Asian agreements in commerce, and we might not even have any solution in the ERP. So it is really necessary that the governments understand then if they don't give us solutions to use this ERP correctly, it's not going to be possible. I mean, we need to make it work without the ERP, and after we know it's working, start having this kind of the programs in the ERP. That's the procedure, and it's something that we have to check out as well with in the auditing to make sure that they are doing, that they find out these differences, and they are working with government, they are working with SAP, they are working to Oracle to have this kind of solution, because in other way we can notice that it's basically to steal our tax money, to steal to the shareholders, I mean to the employees, to everybody, okay? So we really need to check all these kind of situations with each of the companies that we are auditing related with the ERP technology. Of course, KPMG, Pricewaterhouse, Deloitte can work in their regular auditing. Then I think that right now is totally wrong because they don't have this kind of auditing. This auditing is going to be different, as I see, because it's using industrial engineering, so it's not anymore high-level accounting. We're going to go to the processes, okay? I mean, to check the U.S. Mexican best practices and also U.S. Mexican gaps covered and others in other countries is so important, okay? So we need all the accounting boards working in all these situations, because right now the ERP is going to replace, in fact, all this accounting that we have for centuries using this Babylonian secret knowledge. So we need to check right now the processes for improvement and do the things better to reduce costs, to have a better quality products, and it's important to do it. I will say that for today it is the most important considerations about the auditing. So thank you very much for listening me, and I hope that it's interested this program for you today, and God bless you. Thank you very much.